Alrighty, welcome back to the H Money channel. Looking at my roster, and Team 2 is usually the team that I'm leveling heroes. And you can see I got Mama North there, who's in her 4th Ascension, Lady of the Lake in the 3rd, that's done at 370, Guardian Falcon, Athena, Delilah. And I came into the Christmas summon with I think about 150 summon tokens, and the hero that I wanted was Krampus, and any of the heroes would be awesome, but I wanted Krampus because that's the one that I feel that I could get the most use from. Did not get Krampus. I got that sexy penguin who I've leveled, and a few dupes. There's 1, 2, 3 other penguins, a boatload of Hanitras, one of which I did level. There was a fucking Santa Claus in here. Yeah, a couple Santa Claus, 2 Mama Norths, and I also had a bonus at my job, a Christmas bonus. And so what I didn't spend on my kids, I spent a little bit of money on myself on the game for funsies, because I rarely spend. And then I got 2 copies of Lady of the Lake, both of which I think are going to get leveled, and a whole bunch of these just sort of 5-star dupes. And this is not a brag. What this is sort of exposing a new problem for me, which is that right now I am materials limited. And my entire sort of Empires and Puzzles career, I've been hero limited, meaning that I had materials but didn't have heroes that I thought were good to level necessarily, or like deserving of the materials, so to speak. But now I have a ton, including Athena here and a Cobalt, which, if you look at my scopes, let's see, inventory, materials, I have 5 scopes, so I'm very near ascending another hero, blue hero, and I've got to choose between a dupe, penguin, Athena, and Cobalt. And for those of you who, like me, have been free or cheap to play, this is such a rare condition where you have kind of like a tragedy of wealth, no materials to give to these awesome heroes. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the logic between some of my decision making for who is going to get the materials. And obviously I had talked with my alliance mates about what they recommended with Lady of the Lake versus Mama North. They're both awesome heroes. The costume on Mother North, I think, is actually maybe even a little bit better. It does have a 55% chance to revive, and that may go up, because this is only on level 1. Maybe it doesn't go up. Maybe only the minion goes up. I don't know. Whereas the regular has, let's see, a 50% chance to be revived. And then the costume has heal over time, regenerates 360 over 4 turns. That'll go up. I think it's closer to 600. So it's kind of like regards heal. So you revive them and then they start healing, as opposed to with the regular, they just revive and they aren't involved in the heal because they weren't alive when it happened. You'll notice that she is a cleric class. Where Mother North really shines is in the very fast wars in that cleric class. So many times you put an Alfreich hit or a Proteus hit on her, and then her cleric, she resists mana status ailments, and so it's a real bummer. And so I elected to ascend her over Lady of the Lake, even though I think they both can win matches on their own, because I think, given my style of play, which is largely determined by my heroes, I have a lot of slow heroes, and what that means is that they can die before they get the chance to go off sometimes. And if you have Mother North backing them up to bring them back so that they can go off later, that improves the likelihood that you get that supercharged slow hit off. In the second case, I have Athena and Cobalt. I think Cobalt is one of the coolest heroes in the game. And it legitimately hurt my feelings to choose having him at 370, to choose when I get the next set of scopes to level Athena to the 4th Ascension. But if we look at the usability, her defense down is phenomenal. It's the biggest defense down, I think, in the game. And so effectively, she supercharges hitters. Cobalt is a hitter. So if I ascend Cobalt before her, he won't really have the benefit, and neither will any of my other hitters that I may choose to pair with her. So in general, I think it's better to choose to level and ascend heroes that will then power up the other heroes that you have, even if they are less powerful. Because I don't have great blue hitters right now. I mean, I do have the Penguin and I do have Fenrir, but that's really it. I have Magni, who's also actually pretty awesome, but not in the same class as, say, a Cobalt, just objectively. Glenda doesn't hit very hard at all. She does hit 3. I have Lepus, who's a hard hitter, and that's really the extent of it. 410 to one target, and then minor damage to nearby. It winds up being about half, has been my observation. And Athena will supercharge all of those, so that's why she's gonna be leveled and get the materials before Cobalt. These are hard decisions to make, and the other thing that in this case went perfectly in alignment with that, is that if we look back at my inventory, my emblems, I have 930 cleric emblems, 933. I only have 332 sorcerer emblems, which means that when I get Lady of the Lake leveled, she's gonna be slow to emblem up. With the competition between Athena and Cobalt, Athena is a ranger. I have 1,032. Cobalt is a wizard, and he is honestly the best hero for the wizard talent in the game, but I only have 20 wizard emblems. I may find myself begrudgingly pulling wizard emblems from, let's see, Sartana, just because her attack stat with 15 emblems is still really low. She has a huge hit, 452%, but she's built kind of tanky. She's almost like Thorn or Richard in that she's got a huge hit percentage but a low attack stat, which kind of goes against her in my opinion. So I'm not sure about that. Either way, I will have more emblems directly to go on Athena than I will Cobalt. And so I had to make the hard and hurtful choice to choose Athena, even though personally I think Cobalt would be one of the funnest heroes to play with in the game. And so I just wanted to put together a quick video talking about this allocation of materials. If you're cheap to play and you're hero limited, you're pretty much just going to level the heroes that you get. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's basically the state that I've been in the entirety of my game. This channel is dedicated to the free and cheap to play player. And when you're in that condition, you usually just don't have a ton of the new meta heroes to play with. I don't have a single taunt hero, and it's really a bummer, but we'll see. Someday I'm sure the game will decide that I can have a taunt, a Black Knight, a Cramp Ass, or a what's his name, Ludwig. But either way, just discussing how to decide on what to do. The other factor, talk to your alliance, see what your alliance mates do, suggest. But in the end, you're the one that has to play with the heroes. So you've got to decide for yourself. You can take advice, but you can't take direction or dictation. And I think that same path goes with who to limit break. Limit breaking heroes that will then empower and supercharge other heroes is, I think, worthwhile. I probably will limit break Athena before I would limit break Cobalt. Even though I like Cobalt better, Athena has more use cases as a Titan hitter, as an event hero, and by the fact that she empowers and supercharges Cobalt's hitting. So, again, the decisions on how to use those very rare items, because even players that have a ton of money invested in the game are still limited by some choke point, some factor that the game has in it that makes things slow. So it may be limit breaking. It may be, for some people, ascension materials. And for the cheap and free-to-play player, it may be just the heroes themselves. Each let's say condition brings with it its own set of problems and its own set of factors that have to be laid out in a decision matrix for a player to decide what's best for them. If we look at my ethers, let's see, where's that? Inventory. Maybe it's in materials. General. I don't know where the friggin' Aether Turds are. It's not battle items. Oh, well. Anyway, I don't know why I can't find them. I'm doing something wrong here. But I have only limit broken one 5-star hero, and that is Costume Marjana, because of her elemental defense down and awesome statistics. She gets used every single war. She gets used on Titan. She can be used on offense, and in the Equalizer war, I use her as my tank because she just does a ton of damage. And so, with that being said, she justifies getting the Aether. You can see that most of the other ones I've done are 3 and 4 stars because they don't cost much. The 5 stars, I'm very slow to make that decision, and it would go to heroes that empower and sort of supercharge other heroes. And so I kind of wanted to also get some opinions from the group. What do you guys like to do? How do you allocate your resources? What are the factors that you weigh? These are the factors that I weigh, and this is a new situation for me. Usually the factor I'm weighing is, do I have a hero that goes with the essential materials that I have? If so, bang, they get it. In this case, it's a little different. And that's a good problem to have, and it's exciting, but it's also frustrating because I feel just as hamstrung now as I did before, even though I have this sort of glut of heroes to level. Anyway, if you're getting enjoyment or any good information from this, obviously I'm going to ask you to subscribe, because everybody that you watch on YouTube says subscribe. I'm going to ask you to hit the like button and the bell notification and share it with people that you like and also people that you don't like. Share it with anyone you know, even people that don't play Empires and Puzzles, because it helps. I have, I think, 82 subscribers. I'd like to get to 100 before my birthday in June. That would make me feel great. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great new year. I hope this new year will be better than the last. 2022 has a lot of potential, and I think it's going to be a fun one. And so I'm wishing you guys the best, and I'll catch you on the next video.